Hi, guys. Welcome back to another episode of
The Loud Ones Podcast.
I am your host, Nas B, and in front of me is always my beautiful co-host,
Dany B.
And she is looking like a baddie today, guys.
I gave y'all some effort today, y'all.
You guys are probably like, who is this? This is Dany, okay?
Yes.
Yes.
I decided to just finesse and put on my wig and do my makeup for real this time. Because I feel like I'm always giving you guys half-ass looks.
It's okay, but it's always good when you know you can do it. You don't always have to, but Dany is a baddie. Anyways, guys, so the last couple of episodes, we've been catching you guys up on some of the topics that Dany and I wanted to cover. And I know you guys are probably like, you know what? We miss hearing you guys' cover all these crazy, outrageous, current topics. So that's what we're going to do. And we're going to give you guys the real tea on how we feel about what's been going on everywhere, literally everywhere. So I'm gonna get this conversation started. So the first thing that came to mind when I was like, you know what, Dany, let's cover all the fuck shit that's been going on. It's too much to be going on to bypass. I felt very uncomfortable about the T.I. and Deja conversation.
Damn, girl, I can't wait.
I don't remember the media outlet that he was on, but he was on this media outlet hosted by these two ladies where he got into a conversation about his daughter Deja, who I believe is like 18 or 19. 18. And if I'm not mistaken, because I used to watch his family show, he had given her like a purity ring years ago. So basically the conversation, or at least the comment that he mentioned, and I'm going to paraphrase this, guys, so please don't get in my ass about this. But basically he had said that every birthday he goes with her to the gynecologist to make sure her hymen is still intact and that she's still a virgin. He forces her to sign over her HIPAA rights so that he is allowed to receive the results and basically find out everything that's going on with her. Now, I feel like not only is this very controlling, it's very invasive and inappropriate. I feel like as a parent, you need to be able to trust your child, and you have to also trust yourself that you have given her the right tools in life to make the right decisions with her body. And with you going with her, now she has a mom that she lives with. So I don't understand as a dad. I can't imagine my dad coming with me to the gynecologist, because already as females, and our female listeners, you guys can understand where I'm coming from with this. Going to the gynecologist already gives me anxiety because there's maybe questions that you want to ask that you may not feel comfortable asking somebody else. And it may be questions that you may have because of lack of knowledge you have growing up. I know, like, in at least my household, we didn't really talk about sexuality. We didn't really talk about how the vagina works and things like that. So through self-knowledge and, like learning on my own, we didn't really have access to like sex education too much in high school. Going to a gynecologist already freaks me out because I'm just like, growing up, at least I can think back. Now I know my vagina, but I'm like, at 18, you may not know if this discharge was right, this and this and this, and you're already going in there scared. And even though you may feel like, okay, everything's done and everything's good, the test that you never know. You always freak out. So I can't imagine your dad coming with you, forcing himself to, forcing that on you to sign over your HIPAA rights, sign over those things. This is stuff as a woman that you're going to have to go through on your own. So I just felt like it was fucking inappropriate. And the fact that I think the conversation online was there was two sides. One side was he's the parent, let him parent his way. And I understand that. And the other side was that she's a lady and you're in violation of her womanhood. What do you think?
First of all, I was utterly disgusted to the point that I spoke to my mom about it.
Really?
My mom worked in a clinic for a very long time, and a lot of people I know my mom because she worked in like a community clinic. And I asked her, I said, "Mommy, can you do that?" And she said, "You can't do that."
Wow.
And she said he can ask, but most likely the doctor is not going to give him all of that information. He's going to say the doctor, not he. The doctor is going to say, she's fine, or and the doctor is not going to tell the parent that her hymen is still there. There is something called even though there's HIPAA gives you your medical records. I work in the hospital, so I'm going to let you know this. HIPAA gives you the medical records and details of the medical record. There are some things that are patient provider confidentiality. And if the patient, it feels uncomfortable in any way or indicates that they are feeling uncomfortable, or the doctor feels like there is something that may be a little uncomfortable about it, they will not release that. So if a doctor is doing that with TI, he's technically breaking the patient provider confidentiality. I don't know if there's some kind of clause that lets him do that, but now that she's 18, he cannot.
And the fact that he said he forces her every year, and he says it's the day after her birthday, like that just gave me so much anxiety thinking about that.
The thing about it is that me and my friends were watching a video of her, and my friend said like, "Yo." Like the dancing video with her and Resonate and Dany Ig and all of them. And she was saying that my friend was like, sheesh, that little girl looks like she's afraid to
even dance.
To dance. She looked and see it was online. Oh yeah, she backed up off the camera. And the thing is that as a father, you should want your daughter to be like, this is your prize. You can do whatever you want with it, but respect yourself. And don't let anyone feel like they can control you. But instead, what he is doing is instilling that, as a man and as a dad, I have the final say. And that's not how it works. Deja, if you ever hear this, know that. That is disrespectful. And your mom should be utterly disgusted. Tiny should not even be okay with that.
Yeah. So, I saw that on her Twitter. She had liked a few tweets where people were saying that this is in violation of her privacy. People were saying like, this is ridiculous for T.I. to even have a discussion about, even if this is really going on. Because it's also very, it's
very misogynistic.
And he has a narcissistic, like, completely
it's very apparent in how he treats his wife,
and that brought that discussion too. And Iggy Azalea was saying that this is a true depiction of how he treats all the women in his life, and he's been very controlling. Because you also know, like a few weeks ago, he came out and he had said, I think something along the lines about Iggy Azalea being one of the biggest regrets in his career or something like that. So of course she had a rebuttal, because she had a rebuttal for that comment, and then she also went on to say, of course, this just shows how controlling he is with all the women in his life, including her. So that was something that just bothered me, because growing up, like I always mentioned, I had a very strict Caribbean dad, and I don't think he would have went that far, but I can't imagine.
I can't even imagine my father even trying
that. Like that is ridiculous.
And as a mother, I would never even let my husband think that was even okay. You understand? I don't know where Deja. I believe that Deja is not from Tiny. So
no, Deja's not from Tiny. So Deja's mom is also a singer, and
what is she? I want to know what she has to say about this.
So I'm pretty sure she's probably spoke about it behind closed doors, because she and Tiny are really, really close as well, and they co-parent as well with T.I. But I don't know what her mom would say, because her mom seems to be more private. She only really promotes like her music online. She doesn't really say.
Who is her mom?
Her mom looks exactly like her. You probably wouldn't even know it's her mom. I'll probably have to show you her Instagram before. I don't remember her name, to be honest.
Okay.
But the reason why I know who her mom is, and I've been on her page before, is because if you don't notice, sometimes Tiny tags her.
Oh, okay,
yeah. Like, so if it was like Deja's birthday, sometimes she would like tag her mom and make a comment that they both raised her really good, or whatever the case is, something like that. So yeah. So that's the first thing that came to mind, that I was like, I have to talk about this.
I was thinking about that one as well.
And there was also a comment from the two ladies that host that show saying that I think they pulled the episode.
They definitely did. That one of them is Miguel's wife.
Wait, that was Nazanin?
Yes, Nazanin and something else, but that's his wife.
Oh, okay. I know that's Nazanin, and I feel like it's like
Nazaire or something like that.
The lady is either like her assistant or something like that, and they're good friends. I feel like it's like her assistant or someone who does her hair, something like that.
I'm not sure who she is.
I know who you're talking about, but I feel like it's either she does the show with her assistant or she's like a hairstylist. She's something like that in her life, and they became friends.
Yes.
Okay, so now that even infuriates me because I think I couldn't remember who the hell the host was, but now being somewhat familiar with Miguel's wife, Nazanin has always been like pro woman, like.
She said something in reference to it on the episode. She was just like, she said something like, okay, that's misogynistic or something like that. Yeah. She said something to highlight that she didn't agree with it. So I'm not going to sit here and say, I don't know if she said it, but someone on the show highlighted it. And they kind of made light of it because I can only say if somebody said that in front of me at that moment, I would be taken aback like, whoa. Yeah. So I can't sit here and say like, oh, like I expected her to say more, or because in that moment she probably was taken aback by it, and then when she sat down on it, she was like, "Nah, this nigga is wild."
Yeah, guys, don't ever let no shit like that happen. Even if you're like 15, I feel as though you can always give a call to your doctor to let them know how uncomfortable you are if there is somebody forcing, you to share. I think unless it's something detrimental to your health. That your parents need to know because you have to seek some type of treatment. Other than that, I don't see why they need to be all up in your sexual health or your personal health or anything like that.
If she was going to bust it wide open, she was going to bust it wide open.
And she's 18, 19. And a lot of people lose their virginity around 15, 16. So the fact that you're pressing this issue at 18, 19 is fucking ridiculous. I think the issue should really be like, hey, listen, doctor, even if she needs to go on birth control, she's at 18, so I don't think she needs her father's approval anymore.
She doesn't.
So I don't know what the fuck his issue is. That shit bugged me, but that was that.
I'm over that conversation because my mom was like, like, she was like, I used to love T.I., but I'm disgusted. My mom was like,
many things.
My mom is 67, okay, and she was floored by that shit. Floored.
Oh my god. So Dany.
So
I know you wanted to cover something.
Y'all, if y'all know me, I know I have been covering this topic for a couple of weeks now, and even before that. And I know Barack Obama said something along the lines of, we shouldn't be doing cancel culture. But if there is one person in this world I will cancel, it is Kanye West.
Oh, God.
And it is Kanye West for one reason. Not even, several reasons. First, he came and he did the slavery didn't exist. And I kind of like took a step back from him because I was kind of like, whoa. And I stopped, listening to his music as much. Then I said, okay, you know what? I'm going to give him another chance. Yeah. And then, then he came out with I don't know if that was around the same time with the Make America Great Again hat.
Oh, he did the Make America Great before that.
Before that? Okay. Mm-hmm. So then it's the reverse. I said, okay, I'm going to put him on ice. Then he came back with the slavery doesn't exist. And then I really put him on ice. Then I watched a David Letterman episode with him on it. Mm-hmm. That took me back a lot. And I really was like, yeah, I'm kind of done. Then this Jesus walks, this whole
Jesus is king.
Jesus is king thing. And I don't like the fact that I truly understand somebody walking with God and finding God and doing all of those things. Yeah. I am not the one to judge your walk. But when you use God, when you use God to promote your own ideologies, it kind of takes me back because I read something, right? Oh, no. He did an interview with Jimmy Kimmel, was it?
Yeah.
Jimmy Kimmel, where he said he was blessed with a $68 million tax refund. Before that, didn't Kanye owe taxes?
Kanye was in debt.
He was in debt.
Yeah.
And then it just seems like it's aligning with one thing. You're using God, okay? when you become an entity of like Christian, or you become a Christian organization, you become nonprofit. You don't pay taxes. A lot of people don't know that.
Yeah. Well, I think,
I don't know what he does with his money.
Lot of people, I think, I always knew that. And I always knew that was a lot of, for me, because it's just seeming like he's using God to do a lot of things, and I don't like that. And I don't like that the fact that you say I can't judge anyone, so I'm not gonna sit here and judge anyone. But when I see and I feel like your motives are not real, it takes me back, because like I wake up and I think God is so good, and I never think to use God in a way like that. You know what? I have a different stance, and it's not against what you're saying. I just have a different view. So hear me out.
Okay, go ahead. Listen, I'm not here to judge your opinions.
No, I agree with you. I don't think that so this is where I don't want to get too political here, but Republicans have a history of using their religion, which tends to be Christianity, as a power or reason behind their evil.
Oh,
and that's why I say I have a different point. But it's not
against it. It's not a different point. So, that's actually true.
They tend to say they use God's name in vain
all the time.
Why they feel that and Republicans, and not saying there's not black Republicans, because in this day and age with the MAGA culture, that we are finding that there are a lot of black Republicans for the wrong fucking reasons, but that's another story. That Republicans historically have always been the majority of them are white.
Right.
So it stems
historically. Black people were Republicans historically, yes, and then that shift took some kind. I don't know, in the 20th century when it shifted.
If it dates back to a lot of presidencies where the Republican Party, there might be one black person in the whole fucking picture. But if you also think about it back in slavery times, where the master used to read a scripture from the Bible before issuing a whipping or some harsh ass punishment, and to use God's name in vain and saying that God wants him to do this. So I wasn't surprised when he became super Christian at all, because he started to walk the life of a Republican, where Republicans tend to be, and I don't want to disrespect anybody and any of our listeners or viewers who are Republican, but what I will say is Republicans tend to be the less knowledgeable on the law, in my eyes, because when you see them come on television, they will state something as an event meaning that it happened, it occurred, it's documented. That never fucking happened.
Asinine.
And then they are the reason behind the fake news now, that they like to call everything fake news. Trump is very, very famous for this, because he likes to go on the stand. He says a lot of ridiculous things. And then when you can play an actual video in front of Trump and say this is what he said, he's going to tell you that he didn't say it.
He didn't.
So
he did not.
I'm not surprised when Kanye takes up after, the one that he looks up to, his, the person so, superior, where he goes on, he says the ridiculous things, and then he has to go do another interview because his wife spoke to him, and then he needs to explain it, and da-da-da-da. He did the same thing with the slavery comment. He was just saying that slavery, the only thing I did agree with him on, I did not agree with the comment. I think that now, in this day and age, when I reflect and look at my ancestors' history, and I don't want to say ancestors here because my family's not from America,
but we still went through slavery.
We went through slavery, yeah, but I'm just specifically talking about here, with the 400 years of slavery in America. The only point I agreed with Kanye was when he had said he can't understand how the amount of slaves we had, how could they remain enslaved for 400 years? And I say that because the only reason why I agreed with him, but not from that standpoint, I'm thinking, I visited plantations. I like visiting historical sites. When I think when you look at the registry and it said they had 4,000 slaves, for instance, and 2 masters. Like you had a master, the one that was in the field, one was whatever, right? Maybe you have 5 counterparts. So say 7 white people to 4,000 people. At that time, in my mind, and this is me thinking now with the strength that we have now. And this is why the only reason why I agree, not necessarily with in the context he said it, is just I used to always think like, oh my God, if there was a 1,500 of me, there's no fucking way I'm letting 7 white people.
Right.
How do you control a room of 1,500? When think about it, till this day, think about a classroom. We can't have like more than 20 students to a teacher.
Well,
so 1,500 to 7 white people. I know the fear.
All before freedom of speech.
No, of course, and I know that.
The thing is that, okay, you have to think about the mentality now. Why do women stay in abusive relationships? Yes. They're fearful.
Yes.
And you think when you have fear is
I know it's a breeding ground for a lot of things.
And that's why for him to say that in that context is asinine, because he feared how, that's the thing I don't understand. He feared how people thought about him, so he got his body done.
Yes.
So how can't you understand that when there are 2 people with a gun and you don't even know what the fuck a gun looks like? You have no idea. You're thousands of miles of where you're from. You have no idea where to go, when to turn, how to turn back, how somebody can't control you. It's the same way how people do it now with sex trafficking. Yep. It's the same exact concept.
And that's the thing. I didn't agree with that. I think I don't want to say I fully agreed about with him. The only thing I didn't agree with the slavery comment. It was funny because it reminded me of a thought that I had when I was studying the African diaspora. So diaspora, or however you pronounce it, I used to think that in class, like when you read about the amount of people, but then I obviously am not ignorant. I have the understanding of fear and the fact that at the end of the day, you take great people who are kind to each other in their own communities, you bring them overseas, and like you said, they have these weapons, they're breeding diseases, they're raping their women. These are acts that they did not see in their own communities. So of course, all of those things, and you're in a world that's unknown, and you have no power, no strength, and you have other people like yourself that have those same feelings. Of course, it doesn't give you the strength to come together as a group of people to go against this power that you don't know about. And so I understand. So I just the only thing that clicked was like, yo, I thought about that too. Like, oh my God, if that was back then,
of course, all of us think like, what would I do? I would have done something different. But you can't necessarily say what you would do because you've never been in that situation. I've been in a situation where I'm fearful and I don't do what I say I'm going to do because I'm just stricken with fear.
We have that day to day
every single day.
Work,
so
guys, like
we're still facing right now in this day and age. We're still facing slavery because we can go into somewhere and we can have our hopes high as. This is the number one. This is the number one reference. I was watching an episode with Serena, like a young episode with Serena Williams, and they were asking like, "Why are you so happy? Why are you so happy? Or why you feel like you're gonna win?" She said, "Because I do." And her father, the guy kept asking her. Her father came in. He said, "Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that to my daughter. If she said that she feels confident, she's confident." And that's what we didn't have. Yeah. We had the confidence, and we were broken down with our confidence was then broken to pieces. And then we never had the reassurance of coming back like, don't do that to her. Don't do that to her. It's sad that this is what we're still talking about years and years later. But the cycle has not broken, and people are saying that we should get over it, and we cannot get over it unless it's been acknowledged.
Yes, I think that because now we're gonna spin off to another conversation because I could go on
about that. But we gonna pump the brakes.
Yes, because guys, if y'all want us to have a whole conversation about African. I'm not going to say American, but African history. I'm pretty sure Dany and I have no problem doing that because that'll probably take a few hours to cover.
Layers.
And if we have a lot of international listeners. So guys, if you want to understand our perspectives on that, because maybe that is not history that's taught wherever you are, then sure, just let us know.
Reach out.
And we'll be sure to cover that. Another thing that bothered me is that, and this is going, I don't want to say this is like a bit long drawn or anything like that, but so there's this guy named Rodney Reed, who is, have you heard of him?
Oh, that guy who's supposed to be on life.
Yes, he's on death row.
Death row.
And he is scheduled to be executed in a few days. What bothered me about the situation, I signed the petition to hopefully get him exonerated and excuse him from, being executed. And I think that he served time that he did not need to serve. What bothers me nowadays is that we have the technology to perform analysis that we were not able to perform 10 years ago, 20 years ago, 30, 40 years ago. There's individuals that are sitting in jail where their DNA, the DNA that was used to charge them in their cases, maybe the DNA came back at a 30% chance, whatever the case is. The fact that as this country has not even thought moving forward, let's retest all the DNA that's not 100% to 100%. Or if there was cases where, and I know they're not going to want to do this because it costs a lot of money, but I was just thinking about his case. So I don't know if you're familiar with his case, and I hope I don't get any of the details wrong. But basically, he's accused of killing this lady. I feel like her name is like Stacy something. He's accused of murdering her. And he had said, "I am innocent. I was not there." What happened was, I think that there was some police officials or something involved with the incident, and they were the ones who actually murdered her. And I'm going to have to say allegedly because it's alleged. But there's evidence to show that and prove that they were the ones who did it. I think something with the DNA matching, I think they had witnesses. It's a whole bunch of things to prove that it was never him and it was these people. But typical case of where white woman dies, black guy lives 5 fucking miles away, he's the one that did it type of case. You know what I mean? Same thing with the Emmett Till when they accused him of whistling. That's something else I wanted to mention that has been bothering me. But anyways, this guy is scheduled to get executed. And I want you guys, when you guys hear this, if we still need, and I'm going to say we as black people, if we still need signatures, please sign it, because I think the first goal was 1 million. I think they're at almost 2 million or a little bit past 2 million. But Governor Abbott, I believe his name is, he has not responded to any of the requests. They actually had a official letter that was signed by, I think, 8 Republicans, 8 Democrats in that state. I'm not going. I feel like it's like, I don't know if it's Texas, one of the middle states.
That's one thing I wanted to touch on. I wanted to thank the Kardashians or the Kardashian West for at least trying to put the effort forth to help with anything that is criminal justice reform. I'm not sure if it's ingenuine or not, and I don't care, because regardless or not,
it's not the Kardashian. It's Kim Kardashian.
Yeah, I'm sorry. Kim Kardashian.
The other
West. That's why I said Kardashian West.
Oh, okay.
But I do want to highlight the fact that she is doing something well. As much as we may not care for her, she is doing something for the community, and she is doing something for the criminal justice system.
I have one issue with that. I respect Kim for using her platform and actually getting a law degree.
Yes.
So
wait, she got a degree already? She can't get. Listen.
First off, I'm going to explain to you what happened. So, in the state of California,
this is about to take turn left, guy, please.
In the state of California, and there's only, I think, like 4 states in the country that allow this. You can either attend law school to obtain your law degree, or you can be an understudy for a period of time working amongst lawyers. They have to obviously have their the right credentials and things like that. But as long as you work as their understudy for like 2 years and gain that experience, you are allowed to sit and take the bar exam. And then obviously once you pass it, you're considered a lawyer, the same way a lawyer would. So instead of going to school for 2 years, you can be an understudy for 2 years. But if you decide to take the other route, she has like these like really, really intense exams that she has to consistently take to prove that she is acquiring this knowledge outside of school. So yeah, this is what she's been doing for the last year or so. So she should be sitting for a bar exam soon. But I appreciate Kim Kardashian West. I think the problem that I have with Kim is this. Kim does not acknowledge individuals who brought her the case or who has gotten and worked on the case for years before she stepped in. Yeah. The problem that I have with that is, what's this lady name? The black lady that Alice Marie something, Alice, the lady that she got off, right? Because it was like a nonviolent offense or something like that, right? So she got this lady off, and there was a group of black lawyers who were women who were working on that case for a period of time. Excuse me. And they got the case to a certain point. Kim found out about her and became really interested. This was one of the first cases that she really got involved once she started taking on law. So she jumps in on the case, uses her platform and her relationship she has with the Trumps. And that's how she was able to get it escalated and taken care of. But my thing is the groundwork, all of the newly added evidence, all of those things. I think that she needs to acknowledge the individual. It wasn't like, oh, she read her case, she got all the things involved or whatever the case is. I think the lady, obviously it would have been a bigger fight to get clemency for her, but I also think that when you're stepping in on something where someone already and a group of people have put a lot of effort into, you should acknowledge it. So that's the problem I have with Kim. She tends to do shit. She's doing that right now with Rodney Reed. Because she should acknowledge what Sean King's been doing.
Sean King has been working on it.
Sean King has been working on this.
Oh, wow.
This is why it has the publicity it has.
I don't really know much of like the background info on it because I'm not gonna lie, I haven't really been able to get like really into the cases. Yeah. All I know is that she's been helping them get off.
I tried to keep my hand on the pulse, but basically because Sean King right now, he is a huge advocate for Bernie Sanders and his campaign for presidency for 2020. So of course with this new shedded light on Sean King and his platform. He's used his platform to help raise awareness regarding Rodney King's situation. He has Bernie behind it, and he had a bunch of celebrities. And so he's been pushing this effort for a long time. Wow. I would say for a couple of weeks now, it seems. Wow. And so now it's gotten to a huge platform. Kim decided to jump in on it, and I think Kim is going to try to take it to the White House next. So yes.
Well, I hope she does, because it would be very unfortunate for another black man at that, to die for something that they are innocent for. Yeah. But
quick question. It's a slight turn, and I don't want to seem like I'm being rude, but if their last meal, they're able to get whatever, what would your last meal be?
Can it be like a multitude of things?
Yeah, they get whatever they want for their last meal.
Okay, so for my last meal, I would get big ass king crab legs.
Yeah. How the fuck did I know you was gonna say that?
I was gonna get king crab legs. I'll give me a lobster tail. Give me some scrimp. Yes, scrimp. Curry goat accompanied by some white rice and plantains. Mackerel.
Bitch, you can't even eat all of that.
Bitch, I will take a taste of every single one. Mackerel, some ackee and saltfish to top it all off with my grandmother's sugar bun. That would be
Bitch, how you gonna get grandma's sugar bun?
I'll get my aunt to just make the best rendition she can make.
Okay. I would get... Okay, I agree with the crab legs. I'd get some mac and cheese. I would get...
Damn, I forgot sides. Broccoli and cheese. Okay, I want some broccoli and cheese.
Dany, how do
I want some mac and cheese, and I want a fully loaded mashed potato with sour cream.
My shit is about to sound like I'm really a fat bitch, but so I would want mac and cheese, crab legs. I want Cold Stone, gotta have it size with cake batter, chocolate chip cookie dough. That's my favorite ice cream. And because I'm like, I can't go without having my favorite shit. I would want my mom's jerk chicken. I love some curry chicken, but I feel like curry that would fuck my whole day up for my last day. Nobody wants to be on the shitter on their last day.
I don't get shits when I have curry.
Curry and ice cream. I'm saying, well, all the stuff that I'm talking about.
Shit, I'm gonna die anyway. If I have the shits, I just have the shits at the end.
I don't want to be on the fucking table with my stomach.
Can I have my leftovers? Like, I want to know, can I keep the leftovers?
Oh my God. What else? Fried chicken, shrimp. Oh, red snapper, fried red.
Ooh, red snapper would be good.
I would have an ackee and saltfish with boiled dumplings. Yeah, that was what I would have. Speaking of being Rodney Reed's execution, there was this other story that I just want to briefly mention. This guy, he was on death row. I don't want to laugh because it's so stupid. He briefly died and came back, so he feels like he served his life sentence.
I mean, he kind of did.
So he's trying. No, deadass, he's trying to take it to court right now to see if he can get out of jail because he said he served it.
He did. He died.
I don't know.
He lost his life and came back.
Isn't that shit stupid?
It's not stupid. It makes very logical sense. Listen, think about it, right? You passed away and you came back. So that means you have a second life because you died and you came back.
Yo, I've never heard no shit like that. But
God gave you a redo.
I saw that on the news the other day.
He gave you a redo.
What else, Dany?
Okay. My second topic would be, it's not necessarily like something that's current events, but it's something I saw on social media. So there was this girl, right?
Yeah.
This is the stupidest shit. Excuse me. Stupidest shit I didn't see in a long time.
What?
She said that she booked a vacation for her and her boyfriend.
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Yes. For her and her boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
And her boyfriend and their kids together.
Yes.
And she said that her boyfriend is mad and thinks that she's wrong because she doesn't want to take his daughter. If he wants to take his daughter or wants his daughter to come, he or the baby mother have to pay. It's not her responsibility to take care of his kid. Mm-hmm. And she said, am I wrong? Bitch, you are fucking wrong. You're dead ass wrong.
You think so?
Yes. I think she's 100% wrong because as a woman and as a mother, you understand? Hold on.
Okay.
Don't impede yet.
I'm not.
As a mother, you understand?
Yeah.
That is your child, sibling, regardless of whatever you had going on before that.
Okay.
And you, as a mother, should not put a child in a situation that they did not ask to be in. That child did not ask to be in that situation, for one. Two, how would you feel if somebody was treating your child differently? Kids feel that. And then on top of it, as a man, I would never want to be with her because it's just like, you're treating my child differently. Bitch, you have kids from me too. And whatever I went through with my baby mother, regardless if I like them or not, I understand you not wanting to pay, but you saying that she's not your responsibility, she is. Because when she's in that house, and if something is to happen to that child while you're in the house and he's not there, bitch, you're going to jail.
Yeah.
Regardless.
So I was 50-50 on that post, and I'll tell you why. I agree with all the sentiments that you just said. The problem I think the context that I'm missing is what has been told to her by the daughter's mom. I say that because I've witnessed situations where the mom's like, don't buy my kid imagine, because I've seen situations where someone's baby father has a new girlfriend, and the girlfriend obviously wants to be in this child's life, so they're buying them things and treating them things, and then they're coming home, and you don't know what the situation is with the mom. Maybe she doesn't have the money to splurge on the same items, so she's like, don't buy my kid nice things, don't bring him stuff home, or don't do this, right? Because now it creates that, well, daddy's girlfriend does this and daddy you know what I mean? And I've seen situations like that,
right?
And the mom, Oh, I've seen situations, and some of y'all ghetto asses out there do the same shit. Don't buy my kid nothing. My kid can't fucking go with you nowhere. And now, depending on how long she's been dealing with the shit like that, being told that,
right,
I can only imagine her getting to the point where she was probably is like, listen, if you want her to go, pay for her. She probably doesn't want the backlash.
But that's not even how the conversation, that's not how the context of the text was even
But that's what
written.
I'm saying. I don't know how bitter she is at this point or upset she is. That's what I'm saying. I don't know.
But even in that context, she said her boyfriend.
I wouldn't have put it online though.
Her boyfriend said that she was wrong. She was wrong for saying that she's not my responsibility. I understand that not being your kid, and I understand not being able to always include them. You understand? But at the same time, as a mom, not even as a mom.
What if the daughter's rude as fuck?
I don't give a fuck if the daughter's rude as fuck. She's
if
a
she's
child.
Disrespectful. You don't know how old she is.
She's the way she put it was as if the way the mother put it was as if she's not taking that girl because that's not her kid. That's how she and that's how she said it.
But
she
think
said
about
that.
it. If this girl.
We can't speculate past the fact that she said that's not my responsibility.
Guys, I have allergies.
Sorry. We can't speculate past that point because what she said is her man said that she's wrong. So there's something there. If her man said that she's wrong for saying that, there has to be some terms in which the baby mother is not feeling like the child should not come.
I think that it depends. I don't know why I'm sneezing so much. Excuse me. I think it depends. What if this child... excuse me, is old.
God bless you.
I don't know what is going on. Allergies is fucking me up. I should have took a Benadryl. What if this child is 10, 12 years old and excuse me,
God damn.
I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Get it out, baby. Get it out.
Child. Oh, Jesus. What if the girl is 10, 12 years old and she's like, you're not my mom? Or
I knew it was coming back again. I just knew it, y'all. I just knew it.
Guys, please excuse me because y'all ever have y'all allergies bother you so much? I might have to take off my jacket because I'm getting hot and it's making me sneeze more. Okay. Ooh, I feel better.
When you get hot, you sneeze more?
Yeah. That doesn't happen to you?
No.
Or maybe I'm fucking weird. I'm sorry. When I get hot, I sneeze more.
She's a weirdo,
because then
y'all.
I get overheated. Like
I never got like I'll sneeze like back to back, but not like you've sneezed like 10 times already. I've never sneezed that many times back to back.
I have really bad allergies.
Your eyes are even watering.
I hope my lashes don't come off.
Yo, y'all hate that? I hate that when I'm putting on my lashes and they start to water and your eyelashes won't glue back. Oh man,
that shit happened to me twice today.
I'll be in the mirror like, oh, please no.
Oh my God.
But anyway, go ahead.
You know what, guys? I'm just going to say, I don't know her situation because this could go so many ways. I don't know. I think she's wrong, but I also don't know the situation.
I don't know the situation.
And I don't know how young this lady is because she also can be very immature and be like, fuck it, fuck that kid.
And I even asked my coworker. I asked him, I said, as a man, if you were dating a woman like that, would you want to be with her anymore? He said, yeah, I wouldn't want to be with her. I asked my man, I said, would you be interested in being with me still? He was like, no. Because the thing is that, like, how could you look at a kid and regardless, okay, if they, all right, okay, granted 13 and up, maybe you can, if the child is disrespectful, let's add that term. But just thinking about anything else, you're taking your family on a family vacation. I am the only child from my mother and my father.
Yeah.
I'm the only child. My stepmother is amazing. My stepfather is amazing. And even though my mom is not with my sister and my brother's father anymore, he still treats me as his own. You understand? My stepmother, there is nothing I want for, but regardless of both of them. And that's something that I feel like as parents and as an adult, you should incorporate, because regardless of if the kid is not yours or not, still a kid and you're still an adult, and you never want your children to resent you for treating their siblings differently. And that's a fact.
I have one more topic before we head out that I think this will be interesting. So April Jones, Omarion's baby mother, You know where I'm going.
You took my topic.
Well, good, because this is the last topic. Yeah. Anyways, but so Omarion's baby mother is currently in a relationship with Lil Fizz, Omarion's, I don't want to say ex-bandmate because they just did a Millennium Tour, but I doubt they're going to get back together, of B2K. Omarion has 2 children with April. I think Ame and Omega, right? Is the daughter names. And the son's name. So recently on Love and Hip Hop, and this has been speculation for a long time,
for a little while.
But Fee from Gossip in the City already had confirmed that they were dating for the last 2 years. So they've been dating for 2 years, and they've been claiming that they were best friends, which I still think is very inappropriate. And recently on Love and Hip Hop, it's been fully exposed that they are full blown together, and they're comfortable about it. And Omarion has been the most unbothered person online.
Yo, Omarion, shout out to fucking you. I just want to know, can you give me some of that? I need some of that. Completely he's probably unbothered. He's probably very bothered by it, but
I think he's unbothered.
But behind closed doors, in front of the camera, he's like, these bitches ain't gonna get
You
want to
know what Fee from Gossip in the City says?
That he's gay.
Yes.
And I don't like that.
And that's why he's so unbothered. And
I don't know. I don't know.
I wouldn't be surprised. Have you seen him with any female other than April? Before and after?
Lady, listen. I don't know that man's sexual preference. And if he likes men or booty holes, that is on him.
I like men's.
But ultimately,
okay,
I appreciate his unbotheredness.
Can I ask you a question? Yes. Sidebar. If Omarion is gay, what would you think his type would be?
I think he's like more like a pretty boy.
Is it okay? You think he would date Milan from Love and Hip Hop? Dark skinned, bald headed guy.
I don't know. I think he would date somebody kind of like him. He gives me like
chill vibes.
I'm a mutual chill guy kind of thing. But again, Omarion, I don't know if you're gay or not. So that.
But who would be the man in a relationship? The masculine one, like who?
I think it would be equal. You know how they have like partnerships, like gay partnerships, or like lesbianism, like partnerships, I don't know the correct term every time, but like where they both equally are the same type of like.
I've never seen 2 studs together.
Not studs, but I'm saying like you seen.
Have you seen 2 masculine men together? I've never seen 2 masculine men.
Not
together.
2 masculine men, but they're not crazy. Not masculine, but metrosexuals. I have seen 2 or like what do they call them? Queer. Like I've seen 2.
Who's the top? Who's the bottom?
I think they just tried out.
There's not that many verses.
This is not Nas. This is not my topic to unravel. I don't know who is the top and who's the bottom, or who wants to be the top or who's the bottom. But I know for a fact, I have a gay friend, and I know gay people that, they both equally exchange. So who knows?
They're called verse.
So they do that. But back to April and Lil Fizz, because again,
this is not Dany's
homosexuality world. Is not my field of knowledge.
Okay, but so April surprised me, I think, when we first was introduced to her on Love and Hip Hop. She seemed like this really chilled, like cool kind of girl.
I liked them together too.
And I wasn't surprised by Omarion's type because Orion, his brother, he has baby by Dany Ig.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
So I wasn't surprised that April was like half Asian, half black. I wasn't surprised. She seemed pretty chill. But I also find that they like chill, crazy fucking people at the same time because Janae is the same fucking way.
I don't know. I think you know what Janae is.
That bitch is nuts. Are you crazy? That bitch is nuts. Don't let that fucking meditation, I do yoga on weekends kind of thing fucking fool anybody. They're nuts. They are nuts. But April, I'm really surprised by that. I think it's really inappropriate. If I know, there's a lot of baby daddies who probably would have beat her ass for that, because I don't understand how you date somebody. How are you fucking his bandmate? He's known this guy since he was like 14. Like, they went through everything. They've made money together. Like, how could you do that? And then not only that, you have his kids. And I think at one point, I want to say Omarion was like his kid's godfather or some shit like that. That's fucking odd.
I mean, this is a situation that ruins real best friendship.
I think it's
It really ruins real best friendship because, as you previously seen, my best friend Chris, people have speculated that we like each other. No, bitch, I don't like him, and he doesn't like me, and we will never like each other because that's not the type of relationship we had. That speculation. But I don't. The thing is that,
is it because you guys are really close or something, or like?
No, it's just that I don't know because that's not my layer to. That's not something that I need to unravel because I know me, and that's something that I feel like. But this is the thing. It's a speculation because a lot of the times when men say that women are their best friend, they have an underlying meaning.
Do you think women and men can have platonic relationships?
I have one. I have plenty of platonic relationships. I have another friend, Taj, that's a very good friend of mine.
Okay. Have you come across this question? Because I've come across this with my male friends, not them asking, but my husband saying this. He always says, if you were single or something was to happen, he's a guy at the end of the day. If you came on to him, he would still fuck. Do you think that would happen?
Probably not.
You think so?
Yes. We both look at each other and be like, ew.
So does a lot of people that look at each other, ew, and then they be like, ooh.
Well, guess what? It won't be no ooh for me. Like, yuck. I have another best friend, Dwayne, that I don't look at like that either. The thing is that when somebody is a friend to me, they are my friend.
Yes.
I do not fuck friends. I do not kiss friends. So anybody that tells me we're friends with benefits, no, you are.
That's so odd.
You're friends with benefits. That doesn't exist to me. You know what you guys are? If we are fucking and we cannot date and be boyfriend and girlfriend, we are fuck buddies. So we are not friends with benefits. That does not work for me.
So one of my good friends, my best friend, I call him my brother Solo. I have never come across anybody who's ever accused us of liking each other because, like, when you see us, it's like two niggas together.
Well, this is a speculation from like back in the day, not now.
No, I know that, but I'm just saying. We also we literally. I feel like in 1 year, I probably see him a handful of fucking times. That's so terrible.
Same.
A handful of time. I check in to make sure he's alive. I just tell him, I just curse his ass out because I was just like, Sully, you need to fucking call me more. Because we literally call each other like, yo, you're still alive, bro. Like, you're good. How's everything? How's the kid? Because we both have a child. And I mean, he has like a closer relationship with my husband nowadays, you know? And, but my guy friends, very distant, checking on each other. What up? How you doing?
Yep.
You know, they become family friends to me, and like they, you know, if they need anything, they call. They need a female's opinion, I'm there. You know, my husband thinks it's weird because he always used to be like, I don't know how you have how these guys could be like good friends with you, and I'm just like, honestly, if you're not one of those hoe ass girls that doing the most, but like honestly, all we do is really when we hang out. We probably go grab some fucking wings, chill, kick shit, joke. Like, it really just is the
and that's
kind
the
of
crazy
bond.
shit about it. Like,
and just like you let your hair down, it's cool. It's no pressure. Sometimes when you hang out with a female, it's pressure, and it's not like that. But yeah,
I mean, this is a speculation from me being in church and bitches liking him. And that's the shit that makes me annoyed. It's like every time. The thing is that the reason why people feel like this is because bitches really liked him, and I was the one bitch that wasn't on his body, or their body. You understand? That's not my thing. I don't like I don't play those games, and I'm a really good friend.
Yeah.
When I say I'm gonna be there, I'm gonna be there. And people may feel like I'm the same friend that I am to my guy friends that I am to my girlfriends. So
we are going to close this episode out, guys, and we want to thank you so much for tuning in and checking us out. If you need any advice, you have questions you want to shoot Dany and I, you can hit us up at help@theloudonespodcast.com or theloudonespodcast@gmail.com, or you can follow us on Twitter at @loudonespodcast or on IG @theloudonespodcast. You can hit me up personally if you want on IG. It's @always_Nas. And Dany, what's yours?
At Danybonaduce.
Any closing words?
Closing word. Honestly, this is not a closing word, but I just want to say, like, yo, Shensia just put out this fucking fire ass song that I'm feeling. I can't stop singing it. I'm sorry.
I'm gonna message Shensia and let her know that Dany is like.
Oh, she knows
the biggest fan.
She responds to me.
Oh, okay.
She does. Hey,
you
bitch. I be gassed too. I'm like, yes, bitch. Go ahead, girl.
Oh God, thanks Shensia for responding to my
stroking my ego.
Sis. Yes. Thanks. Anyways, guys, thanks for tuning in for another episode of the Loud Ones podcast.
Yes, thank you guys for tuning in.
And we'll catch you on the next episode. Bye, guys.
Bye.